This video is about fade transition. It's a special type of transition operation in animation. So the fade transition, it creates a fading effect to our applications component to which it will be applied to, and it spans or processes its duration. So always we need the opacity variable in order to keep track of the fade transition. Let me run the code. Yeah, here see you have a black rectangle, black square rectangle like this. When I click on it, it fades through time. So for this, we have two variables, fade transition and rectangle. Here one rectangle is created, and when we click on the, as you observed, when I click on the rectangle, it should apply that fading effect. So for the set mouse clicked, here is the event. Okay, totally. We will go through the event later. Let's first see our application. So in order to create the fade transition, we need to here add a new object. And fade transition, its first parameter is the duration in milliseconds. So after 5 milliseconds, the fade transition will be applied to the which object? The rectangular object. Now sets the start value of the opacity from 1.0, and the end opacity should be set to 0.0. So let's do one thing. If I will change it to 1.0, then let's see what happens. Okay, when I click on it, see nothing is happening. It's starting from 1.0 opacity and ending in the 1.0 again. So let's make it this way. 0.5 suppose opacity ending. When we run the code and click on it, it starts fading, but see it stays up there. It's not getting down to 0 again. So I think you got an idea about the opacity right now. Then adding everything to the stage. So we need to go into this set on mouse clicked event. So this event, it's being here. It's being added here to the rect click handler class. In the class, you are implementing the event handler mouse event class, and in it you are overriding the handle method. The do handle method is called, which is going to create one OPA double variable, and it's taking the current opacity value through the get opacity method. So if it's the opacity is set to 0, okay, at the starting beginning point of time, then it need to return. That means what? So after the rectangle fades out, we have to dismiss the mouse click. We don't have to do anything. Now the get status method of the FT object, what it is supposed to do, the FT we have created the fade transition. So fade transition get status method will determine the transition status which is set to the object edge. So if the status that we get as running, so it will return again. Okay, and if we say it's stopped, if the status is stopped, then it will set to play. Okay, so what happens for this? If it's set to running, okay, it still goes on and keeps on fading. But if it's stopped, so then you have to come out of the application. Okay, so this is all about fade